Hey there, survivors. How's it going? I'm your host, Douglas here at Drownboy Productions, bringing you another Halloween and Michael Myers Collector's video. And today I'm excited to announce that we have a very special video featuring a piece of Halloween history. As per usual, you already know what it's going to be on due to the title and thumbnail, but I may have a few tricks and treats up my sleeve. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. I've recently made a few videos talking about some absolutely insane finds at thrift stores and old Halloween stores alike. This time of year, you truly never know what you're going to come across venturing into these places, whether it be a yard sale, a Goodwill, or some old Halloween magic shop. And viewers, believe me, many people have been incredibly lucky this year, finding some of the rarest Ghostface mask variants, non-Ghostface masks as well. I know that that's primarily what we talk about here on the channel, but people have come across some absolutely insane other vintage mask finds as well. But today, we're talking about something a bit more unique than just a vintage Halloween mask, which you do run a much higher chance of finding in the wild. Today we're talking about someone finding screen-used and production movie props from one of the Halloween films. And these aren't just any props, these are pretty key important pieces to production. It's absolutely insane. I have already made a video on this, like I've said, but this story in particular really shines through, and now I kind of get to share in that history just a little bit. And what I mean by that is I've acquired something that was found amongst all of these other things. With me having this in the collection, and even more so in the museum, the history of this piece and this story makes it even more personal to me. But overall, this is just an absolutely insane story for the people that were involved in finding these pieces and just what it is. So let's go ahead and talk about that. As I stated, a few different pieces from the production of Halloween 2018, and I guess Kills, somewhat ends, were found at a thrift store in California. Now, initially, in my first story, we only talked about one person coming across some pieces. However, apparently a couple of people ended up acquiring different pieces from this thrift store. So, what we talked about in the initial video is not all that there is. On a rack in this thrift store, Halloween fans came across some Haddonfield police officer jackets from the most recent Blumhouse Halloween movies, as well as Michael Myers coveralls. Now, some of these were actually weathered in varying different degrees of being distressed. Some of them were completely brand new and untouched. A few of them weren't even the same brand that we see used on the film. One pair of these coveralls were confirmed to have been screen used, or at least used in the filming of the movie. Those were used for the original ending, I almost said alternate ending, but it is truly the original ending that was filmed, of Halloween 2018, where Michael Myers ends up getting shot by a crossbow. Due to the damage that Michael would have taken in the end of 2018, those particular coveralls would not have matched continuity, so they were no longer used in any of the other films. However, they did use them to test out not just the burn marks for Halloween Kills, but a little bit of the mold as well for Halloween Ends. So those coveralls in particular have a pretty cool, multifaceted history. And unfortunately, what I have here for you today is not a pair of screen-used coveralls, but they are still Michael Myers coveralls from Halloween 2018 from production. And they're not brand new. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm so extremely excited to add this to the collection. Everyone, here in my hands, I have a pair of Halloween 2018 Michael Myers coveralls from production. And as I noted, these are not brand new coveralls. Production had already started altering these by removing all the patches. For those of you who have tried to purchase these different coveralls and alter them into movie-accurate Michael Myers coveralls, you will note the different patches for the different name brand stuff, or even the material branding, all over these coveralls. And they went ahead and removed all those patches. So these are not brand new. They also look like they may have been worn down just a little bit, kind of in the process of being weathered, but these are by no means weathered as in like stained, you know, to look like it has all the oil on it, stuff like that from being mechanics coveralls. And then of course there's no blood or anything like that on there. So these were just in the process of being prepared to be used by James Jude Courtney. But ultimately, like I said, they never saw use on the film. Regardless, this is still incredible. I am a huge fan of Halloween 2018, and as many of you may remember, I started working on a life-size Michael Myers a while back that has a silicone unmasked Michael Myers bust from Slash House Studios. I did already pick up a pair of the coveralls, and I want to go ahead and let you guys know. A regular, unaltered, or sometimes even altered pair of Workrite charcoal gray coveralls can run you a few $100s. And the pair that I picked up were certainly not cheap. And now in my hands, I have a pair that were found for $13 at a thrift store. Even if these weren't production or screen use coveralls, they would be worth a lot more than that. But being that they do have ties to production, this is absolutely incredible. I certainly never thought that I would have the opportunity to own a pair of coveralls from Halloween 2018. Many of you watching do know that I have in the past owned a pair of Michael Myers coveralls from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but to me, this is still a little bit cooler. I do intend to put those pairs of coveralls on display on the life-size Michael Myers, but maybe I'll end up putting them in a shadow box or just find some other safer way to display them. I know it's not a movie-use costume, but still being from production, this is incredibly important and one of the coolest pieces in my entire collection, even amongst all the actual screen-use props. I want to go ahead and give a massive thank you to Caleb for giving me the chance to own a pair of these coveralls. Now, unfortunately, it did end up costing me a pretty hefty trade, where I lost a pretty awesome Ghostface mask out of the collection, and with that, I will no longer have a complete set of the movie and TV series masks, but overall, I still think that this was a worthwhile trade, and I greatly appreciate the opportunity. And do you know what I appreciate more than the opportunity to own one pair of these coveralls? Is the opportunity to own 3 pairs of Halloween 2018 production Michael Myers coveralls. Now, before any of you get upset, these are not work rights. The others are exactly the same style that Michael is seen wearing in the film. What we have here are an alternate pair of coveralls. These are called steel guards. Let me see if I can give you guys a bit better look. They seem to be made out of pretty much the same exact material, or a very, very similar material, and even the overall shape of them is pretty close. The pockets on the front here are mainly what you're seeing to be a little bit different. It says that they are made of the Westex Ultra Soft, so this is the same exact fabric that the other work rights are made out of. So with these types of coveralls, I presume that they either picked these up as an initial option for Michael to use in the film, so whenever they were trying to determine exactly what he would wear, they had picked these up and tried them out just to see which ones looked the best, or they picked these up to use the materials to test out some of the different weathering. However, being that none of these are weathered, they all seem to be pretty much brand new pairs of coveralls, and there are pairs of actual screen use coveralls that had weathering tests done directly on those, I'm going to go ahead and guess that these were just an initial option of Michael Myers coveralls that were never ultimately used in the film. I know that the steel guard coveralls are not the same exact style that are used in the film, but with them being from production, that is still pretty cool. These are still production Michael Myers coveralls from one of the better sequels in my opinion. And I think I'm going to try and get these signed by James Jude Courtney at some point. I do intend to 100% keep one pair here in the museum for myself. The other pair, however, maybe I'll end up doing, something with Patreon, and who knows, maybe some of you will get the opportunity to own a pair of these coveralls for cheaper than they were even found in the thrift store. Still, I know, like I said, it's not the same exact pair that are seen on screen, but being from set, these are still really, really cool. And if I could possibly share an opportunity like that with one of you, I feel like that would be pretty cool. So I guess we'll see what the future holds as far as that goes, but as far as this find, this was nothing short of a miracle that these somehow ended up at the thrift store. Like I said, they have been confirmed to be what they are, so there's no question about it. It's just insane to think about that modern day, coveralls and police officer jackets from one of the more well-loved Halloween entries ended up at a thrift store. But I'm still happy that it gave some fans the opportunity to own a piece of movie history for so cheap. Some of the police officer jackets actually ended up in the hands of extras who were police officers on Halloween 2018 and Kills, so I'm extremely happy to hear that. This whole thing has just truly been a Halloween miracle. And with that being said, there's really nothing left to do but give you all some close-ups of the coveralls. And I want to give a massive thank you yet again to Caleb for this opportunity, and I want to let you all know, this is not the last time you'll be seeing these. I do fully intend on putting together a full life-size Michael Myers display with these coveralls on them, and it's going to be pretty sweet. So stay tuned for that at some point in the future. For now, that's all I have today, but I do have some more spooky content coming to you all very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me, and I'll see you next time.